and hopefully we're live, and hopefully this is working. I've had a fun day, sort of. I hope you have too. This is all about the World Cup, the Fantasy World Cup. This is my first video. I'm hoping to do one every match day. Let's see how it goes. First off, hello to FPL Hippie for being in the chat. Thank you very much for joining me. Right, so what am I doing? I am going for an extreme template team. Couple of reasons for that. First off, I don't know a lot about a lot of the players. If you watch some of the content creators out there, like, I don't know, FPL Mate, Fran, there's loads more. Sorry, I should have mentioned more there. They've got some very good ideas, but they know an awful lot about the players, and I don't. I know about the Premier League players, but I don't know the international stage. So I would only be picking on their recommendations anyway. The point of going template, apart from one, an experiment, is two, it should protect me from having a really bad rank. So what's happening is if I go template, then if we take, say, Harry Kane, supposing Harry Kane was owned by 100% of managers, if he scores 1 point or 10 points, maybe -1, everybody gets the same. It does not affect the rank at all. Now, supposing Harry Kane was 50% owned and I didn't own him and he scores 10 points, that means half the managers get 10 points for him. Half the managers, including me, get 0. So on average, managers got 5 points. I got none. So relatively speaking, I got -5. All that to say, the higher owned a player is that you don't own, if they do well, that's going to really hurt your rank. Now, the other side of the coin is, what about the differentials, as they're called? Supposing a player is 1% owned and he scores 10 points. Well, that's going to be like 0.1 points against me. I really don't care. It's only the template ones that hurt. Now, choosing template means I have to pick some players I wouldn't naturally want to pick, and I'm forfeiting players I would actually want. But this is an experiment. I'm going for top 25%. My logic there is, by the time we get to the final, I reckon half the teams would either be dead or they miss the deadline sometimes, so we can forget those. Of the other half, just by going for the popular players, I think I should be sitting halfway between the other half. So 25% is the target. Any other content creator out there showing you their teams and what they're doing, all of them should beat me. That's absolutely fine. This is just an experiment to see what's happening. Right, I'll keep an eye on the chat. Hello, Hippie. Nice to see you're still there. I've got at least one person in the chat, so that's great. Right, let me see if I can press the right screen. Hey, there we are. So I knocked this up earlier. I was hoping to do this whole thing straight on the live website, but the website's got an issue. It's a design issue. So this is a screenshot of the website. All this section here in red, when you scroll, that stays static, which is rubbish. It's absolutely rubbish. And then these 3 buttons here, they stay there. So you're losing like maybe 35% of the screen real estate because of a design decision. So that's quite frustrating. So that means I had to knock a few things up in PowerPoint and in Excel to explain what I'm doing. But hey, that's why one of the reasons I pushed the stream back from 12:30. The other reason was I was having so many technical issues, I couldn't get it working. So just a handful of things from the website. I won't bore you, but I'm aware some people watching this may have not looked at the game at all, and maybe they couldn't be bothered to read the rules. So the team creation, I won't read all the words, don't worry. We have $100 million and we have to choose 15 players. The 15 players is non-negotiable. The 100 million, you don't have to spend it all. If you want to get a cheaper squad, that's fine. And then when we get to the knockout stages, I believe it goes up to 105 million. So, hey, we're all going to be rich, and that's great. Now, we must have 2 keepers, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 3 forwards. That's the same as the standard FPL. I do FPL videos, so that's all fine. There's no problem there. Am I not worried about scouting bonus, asked Tippy. I'll get to that shortly. But no, I'm not worried about it. So the team formation. So it starts off as a 4-4-2. Now this is different to FPL. I've highlighted here you have to have at least 3 midfielders. In FPL, you can have a formation of 5 defenders, 2 midfielders and 3 forwards. You can't do that in this game. So these are the various allowed formations. And you'll see from this you have to have at least 3 defenders, 3 midfielders and 1 forward. What that means is we have a goalkeeper, 3, 3 and 1. That's 8 of our 11 that we're going to be starting already chosen. So we've only really got 3 positions that we're playing with. I know we've got the bench, but formation-wise, there's only a difference of 3. Running through this quickly, we're another restriction. In the knockout, the group stages and round of 32, we can only have 3 from a country. Now, it may be that by the time we get to round 3, everyone wants Brazil, for example, but you can only have 3 of them. So there may be some popular players that we end up not having. Oh, look, there's someone else in there. FPL Este, thank you very much for joining. Good to see you too. By the way, there's a 15-second delay, I think, roughly on when I'm talking and when you get to see things. So if a plane crashes through the window, you won't know for another 15 seconds, and I won't ever know. So manual subs during the live round. This is just to remind me, again, different to FPL. During the match day, if you've got a player on your bench that's not yet played, you can swap them out for somebody who has or hasn't played. It doesn't matter. And the same with the captaincy. There's the old mule hat. So the captaincy, I'm going to get to choose and change my captain 2 or 3 times. Now, a switched on content creator or someone who's really on the ball, they may well pick 15 players from 15 different matches. They've then got a choice of 15 captains. They've got the best chance of getting a good score. I'm playing a lazy game. I'm going template. I can't afford to be doing that. My captain might change 2 or 3 times. But the point is, I have the choice to be changing it. Now, the boosters, which is like the chips, we got 5. We're going to run through those. Maximum captain. What this does is it chooses your best captain. For me, that has to be played in the final. We don't get to change things around there. Now, it looks like they may be doing the 3rd, 4th place playoff also in what they're calling the final round. I don't know if that's definite yet, but it's looking like it. So there would be one option to switch, but just by choosing maximum captain, that's it. It's done. I can forget about it. 12th man. What this does is you have your squad of 15, of which, of course, 11 score for you, and you can choose one other player and you'll get their points as well. You can't captain that person, but you get to play them. Now, that budget doesn't matter. So you can spend your 100 million and then get an expensive player. You can have 3 from a country. You can have 3 Brazilians and then choose a 4th Brazilian, and that's still all right. So that's the 12th man. Now, given that we get 105 million once we reach the knockout stages, I think the 12th man is more popular, or rather better used in the first 3 rounds. On top of that, my other chips I'm going to be using in the knockout, so I have to use this sometime. So that's going to be used in the first 3 match days for me. The wild card, that's straightforward. You get to change everyone in your team. I'm probably going to save that for the semi-finals. Now, everyone I've seen online, I think, are doing in match day 3, which is sensible because the big teams may have already qualified by then, and they're going to be probably making lots of changes. So I may be forced to play at match day 3 if the template changes a lot. But if it doesn't, I will use it in the knockout stages. If the favourites always get through, then it's wasted keeping hold of it. But supposing in the quarterfinals, the underdogs win all 4 games, that's fine. I've got the wild card. I play it. I change my team. Everyone else is going to be stuffed and it's going to be very, very funny. So in retrospect, it may end up being better playing it in match day 3, but because I'm trying to play it safe, play it template, I'm probably going to save it. Qualification booster, I'll play that probably first opportunity I can, which would be round of 32. Mystery booster, we don't know for sure what it is, but the gossip, the word on the street is any defender or goalkeeper, if they let in 1 goal, we'll still give them a clean sheet. That's not been confirmed, but that is the expectation. And then number of transfers. So the first 3 match days, unlimited, of course, match day 1. Next 2, we only get 2 transfers. If the template doesn't change match, that's fine. We're going to be fine. But if by match day 3 it changes a lot, then I do use the wild card. Now, once we get into the knockouts, if the favourites always go through, everyone has loads of transfers. Unlimited, then 4, 4, 5, 6. You're going to be fine. But it's the upsets that's going to trip people up. Somebody might go all in on Brazil and then a small team, South Africa, knock them out. No one's got the South African players, but now you're going to want to load up on them. So this is going to be very interesting. No idea what's going to happen there, of course. And then scouting bonus, which FPL Hippie asked me about. So if you have somebody in your team who's owned by fewer than 5% of all managers and they score at least 5 points, you get an additional 2 points. So that's great. So the sensible thing to do is load up on quite a few lowly owned players that are playing in the first few matches, and then you could get these extra bonuses. The reason that doesn't worry me is supposing they were 5% owned, that extra 2 points is going to be worth 0.1. So it's a minus 0.1. I don't care. Supposing FPL Hippie does very well and he's got 11 players that all get the scouting bonus, that's 22 points. That's going to affect me by minus 1.1. Really don't care. It's not going to be an issue for me. And I think that's it for that. Yeah, that is that. So I'm new to this technology. I can see I need to sort something out about the lighting, but I can do that later. I don't know what's going on there. Right, I've got an Excel chart. Again, I wanted to do the next part on the live website, but it was such a ridiculous design. I had to knock out this Excel chart this morning. So what I've done here, I've copied in a handful of players. I don't know, I've maybe got 20 players here, but I've included the most popular. I believe in the game there's well over 1,000 players. So there's loads of differentials. It doesn't matter who you follow. Gianni's another one who's great. I like watching his stuff. They're going to have some differentials, but there'll be other differentials that are going to get massive scores that hardly anyone had. Anyway, running through this, if I start with the goalkeepers, I got to find, come on. Right, I got to find that window first. Bear with me while I try and find out what's going on. There it is. Right. I was clicking on the screen. So goalkeepers, the most popular goalkeepers. So I've got up here the running total. The most popular is Martinez. He plays for Argentina. I really like him as a keeper, not for his keeping skills, although he's all right, but he's a wind-up merchant. Okay, he's got a chance of getting booked, but he is a lot of fun. And then David Raya. Now, with the Spanish keepers, we don't know for sure who the first choice is. It looks like it may well be Raya, but if they get through after the first 2 match days, he's surely not going to play the third one. I've not seen any serious teams choosing Martinez or Raya as their keepers, but they're the 2 we have to go for. Now, regarding defenders, the top 5 are Mendes, Kimmich, who I understand, although he's down as a defender, he's actually very attacking, pretty much playing the midfield. And in some fantasy games, he is down as a midfielder. We have to go for Cucurella, who's down as a defender. Another wind-up merchant. I do like wind-up merchants. If you think football is supposed to be an entertainment game, when you get somebody winding other people up on the pitch, that's good entertainment. You have people blowing up for yellow cards all the time. That's just silliness. Have a bit of fun. You should watch ice hockey. That's a lot of fun as well. Then we have Hakimi. Now, Cucurella and Hakimi, I've not seen in many teams online. And Gabriel, he's the 5th defender. Nobody is choosing Gabriel that I've seen of all the serious content creators. He's not a good choice at 5.5 million. A lot of these aren't worth getting. Kimmich is. Of the rest, you're probably better off getting cheaper defenders that might get you a scouting bonus and spending the money elsewhere. But we're going for the top 5. So far, we're at 37.9 million. Now we're on to the midfielders. So we go for Bruno Fernandes, the most popular player in the game. He could have a lot of fun. The only bad thing about Portugal is they got a duffer old man striker up front, Ronaldo. If they keep him on the bench, Portugal would do all right. If they bring him on, don't fancy their chances so much. Now, Yamal, nobody's choosing Yamal of all the serious content creators. He's been injured. The gossip I've heard is he's likely to get 10 minutes at the end of match day 1. If he comes through that all right, maybe half an hour match day 2. We can't really expect any points from him. He may get 1 point. He may get something, but probably not. He's 10 million. You should absolutely be spending that money elsewhere. However, we're going template. If his ownership stays high, we've got to stay there. So Yamal is in our team. I'm fine having Elise. He's very good, nice and attacking. He's quite popular among serious managers. Wirtz is all right. Rafinha, he's very good. Very happy to have Rafinha. And again, a lot of content creators do have him. We're now at 81.6 million. Let's look at the forwards. Mbappe, nearly 50% owned, so he's obviously in there. Now, Kane is 37.3, Haaland's 33. Kane's first fixture isn't particularly good. Erling Haaland's first fixture is very good. So if I was doing a serious proper team, this is serious. If I was doing a proper team, I would have Haaland before Kane, I think, for match day 1. However, we're going template. So now we have our 15 players. You'll see 14 are up here and the second keeper's down here. So fantastic, very template. Slight downside of this, it costs 113.1 million. That's a little bit expensive. It's a bit more than we've got. We've only got 100 million. So we need to change things up. But the way we do that, go back to keepers. We take out the bottom one in the list, which was Raya, and we put in the cheapest keeper, just an unnamed keeper. The cheapest keeper is 3.5 million. So that saves us a bit. And we do that at every position. So we're losing Gabriel, which is fine, I think, because a lot of people won't get him. And again, we go for the cheapest defender, 3.5 million. Midfield, we're losing Rafinha, which is a shame because I like him, and going for the cheapest midfielder. And the same with the forwards. We lose Erling Haaland, which is a shame because he could do very well match day 1. And then we go for the cheapest forward. And that makes us go to 98.9. So with 98.9 million, apart from Erling Haaland, we can assemble a squad of 11 that are very, very template, very popular. So again, ignoring Haaland, the most popular player we don't have is Gabriel at 21.7% owned. If he scores 10 points, that's minus 2.17 against us. So that's all right. We do have 4 duffers, however, with this. So before the deadline, I'm hoping to take that 1.1 million and try and find duff players that are very, very cheap, but have got a chance of playing. So I'll put those in. But for now, I've had a look, and the most popular player I can afford is actually a defender. And rather than get the duffer, I can get Munoz at 4.6 million. That gives us exactly 100 million. So that's how my team's looking at the moment. Now, it does seem to change every day or so. See if I can work out how to go back to the main camera. There we are. It does change every few days because it's quite fluid. And I expect by the deadline, as we get nearer the deadline, there'll be a lot more movement. So I'm going to have to keep updating my team. But that's where I am at the moment. So I'm hopefully going to be able to show you how this looks in the browser. Here we are. If I go to manage transfers, I need to press that button. There we go. If I go to manage transfers, if I order by percent selected, you'll see apart from Haaland, we've got all these popular fixtures, people, got the popular people, and that's all great. It's only Haaland that's the problem. Now, remember I said about the 12th man, we need to use that in the first 3 game weeks as far as I'm concerned. I'm suggesting game week 1, 12th man, activate it. I've not actually done this yet before, I think. I'm going to choose Haaland. Bang. Confirm. He's in there. So now when we look at the transfers, hopefully we'll see we've got him. Okay, he's not in there, but I'm hoping he will be in there when we look at managed team. Go back. He's there. He's the 12th man. We've got popular players. There we go. So, oh, I tried to go back to the main camera and I thought, where am I? But I was behind a window. I'll get used to this technology one day. So there we are. That is my match day 1 going super template. Every content creator, every serious manager should beat me, but I should do all right. I can have a bit of fun. I'll try and keep you updated every match day with what's going on. If you've got any questions in the chat, feel free to put it in there. No idea how many people are in there. Hello, hey, Ricky, Ricardo. Nice to see you. So I don't know how many people are actually in. I can see 3 people in the chat though, so that's nice. I will work out how to do this technology sometime. I can just give it a little bit longer in case anyone says anything else. Now, I can't give you any advice about any players generally because I just don't know them. But when we get to FPL next season, and I've decided I probably am going to carry on doing at least next season, so the 26-27 season, I will know about players then, and I can hopefully give you some sensible advice. All right, then. I think I'm going to try and end it there. Hopefully I can work out what buttons to press. When I've been practicing, I sometimes get it wrong. So I may stop abruptly.